morning, gentlemen. So, we got a new tier list. The goal of this tier list is to give you my opinion. Now, about me, I am this is Saunders Gaming. You can follow me on IG, you can follow me on Twitch, you can follow me here. YouTube is more about like educational, and then like this is going to be like Twitch highlights and stuff like that, where it's just me and the boys, talking, whatever. But tier lists have been something that I've always kind of done, and it's the goal of for specifically the console population, because every tier list I see is some PC guy giving his opinion. And listen, PC and console are different. Even with the new Xbox, it's just not as reactable as it is in PC. I played on both. So we're just gonna have to take that into account, take in the Xbox player base, and also I'm a Grandmaster. I've been a Grandmaster for 5 seasons around now, 12 to 17. And not just getting in, like, if you look currently right now, look up Songer 98 on Xbox, I should be top 10 right now. I'm pretty good. I'm not the best. I'm pretty good at the game, all right? So, I'm just going to give you my opinion and a short little blurb, and just let you know this is going to be helpful for new players, just to see, some tier lists, and, if you're going to be playing this game for a while, it's important, it is important. It is important, so... Alright, starting off, the best character in the game for Duels, Blackbriar. He has so much stuff you can master. The Bulwark Flip, recovery cancels on dodge, recovery cancels on Bulwark. Great tracking, great out-of-stand pressure. Option selects out the wazoo. Freaking cracked. If you master Blackbriar, that is the single best Duels character in the game. But I said master, it's going to take a long time. You're going to have good reads. That is what I would say. I'm so sick of using this freaking website. All right, Centurion, A-. Better Yorm is what Centurion is. One of the best stand pressures in the game. There's so many ways to get you out of stamina, and the best Centurions use that. Conquer, second best duelist in the game. Defensive options, by the nature of this game, his zone is just kind of broken. Fully max delayed conch chain lights are absolutely way too... They're just not reactable, like at the top level. There's stuff you can do to get around it, though, so don't worry. Gladiator, also A-. I'm going to put him slightly... I'm going to put him above Centurion. Great defense. Same kind of style as Centurion. Just out of stamina, these two will bully the hell out of you. That's kind of like the whole thing the Knights are, why they're meta. Need to carry B-. Please, she needs hyper armor. She needs it, god damn it. But on her opening heavies, and if you do that, she'd be a pure B+. But she's not. It's so hard to access that 50-50, and she has the worst of those extended bash, 50-50s or 33-33-33s. Definitely one of the worst in the game. Yeah, it's bad. So we're just gonna put her in B-. I mean, she's fun. She's a challenge though. Highlander, B. I'm just gonna keep doing. I'm so sick of seeing these. Just gonna put him in B. Just so much an extra effort that you have to do to get your damage. His DPS isn't what it used to be. I think it needs to be buffed to like 32, 33 in offensive stance heavy. Some people think it needs to be nerfed to 20. That's kind of retarded. But yeah, B. Defense is bad. Low on stamina all the time. Just bad match. You start watching anime and you start getting all these ads. It's awesome. Yeah. Just B. Another one in B is this JJ guy. Relies on big ol' punishes and high game knowledge if you're going to do well with him in duels. Yorm, horrible. Frame disadvantage everywhere. And midget arms. Nobushi is going to be almost an automatic L. And Kensei is going to be tough. We're going to put him in B. Yorm just needs a lot of health. Just so much health in this game. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Lawbringer, B. As the selects become more common, the Lawbringer becomes less and less useful because the whole thing was very high, punishing your opponents into that, mix-up, but you can just circumvent that mix-up. Monk, C, horrible, second worst character in the game. So bad. Just so bad. Key stance is a cool gimmick. It's not great. Dodge tech is bad. Just so many ways to deal with Monk, it's so easy. He's just got horrible matchups into the top cast, bad matchups into almost everybody. I'm trying to think if he just has a good matchup. I don't know. Roach is decent into assassins, but I don't know. There's just better characters to play. Speaking of garbage, Musha, the worst character in the game. He needs a rework. He's so bad. He's so bad. I've my friend Bag of Water. Check him out on IG. He's got 2K followers over there. I just feel bad for him every time. This man mains both Monk and Musha. This guy, bro. I swear, dude. He loves pain. I swear, but he's good with both of them. Props to him. Nobushi, recently buffed. I'm gonna put her in A tier. She has a 50-50 dodgeable heavy in kick. 50-50, so strong. Pretty high DPS now. Hidden stance is one of the best defensive tools in the game if you have the reaction times to utilize it. And even if you don't, there's stuff you can do with prediction with her attacks that with her defensive kit that just make her so strong. Great range too, that just puts her at a huge advantage over Monk, over Yorm, over Nuxia. Who else is short arms? Shinobi, Zerk, just Shaman. I mean, just so many matchup advantages. Orochi. Speaking of, we're gonna put him in C+. Extended dodge properties. Low. Can have good damage output. Good deflect. But just missing. He's just got a basic kit. Storm Rush is pretty good. I can't put him higher than C+. Just not that strong. Now, that being said, there are people who are good with Orochi. You got One Shot, you got Eternal Merc. Both of those guys have, pretty prevalent followings on IG if you want to check out their stuff. But just because people can do well with a character, and the reason why I think that is Orochi is one of the most popular characters in the game. I would say top 3 most popular characters are going to be Warden, Lawbringer, and Orochi. A lot of people play this game for the aesthetic of the game, and these 3 characters have pretty freaking great aesthetic, Orochi has never, ever come close to meta either. I mean, Warden was the meta for Duels for forever, and is still top tier, in the top bracket, not top tier. Lawbringer had his moment top tier, now I think is just kind of average. But yeah, PK, I'm gonna put her in B. She just, it's great. I really like that she got enhanced lights on bleed. She's always kind of had that, but now she is unblockable to actually, give some pressure there. Yeah, and then a nice change just to make her deflect the same input. I like that. I'm gonna put her in B. I'm gonna honestly put Highlander. If mastered, Highlander is very strong. Raider, gonna put him in B minus. Just not that great offense. I mean, the stunning tap is the same thing as PK, but it doesn't give him any extra advantage. It's just getting damage. Unblockables put him in frame disadvantage if they land. They cost a lot of stamina. It's just not worth it. You're gonna be playing defense a lot of the times, getting those GBs and wall splats and big punishes like that. He does have big punishes out of stamina. But there's people who do his job better, like Jang Jun or Gladiator, etc. And with a certain select, you just make some of those punishes obsolete. So I'm just gonna put him in B minus. Shaman B plus. She's only one I have in B plus. And there's a reason. There's just a difference between the people that are top tier and Shaman. So she's not top tier. She's definitely above average, if that makes sense. My friend Hammer, check him out on IG. What even is his? I think it's just Hammer on IG. Yeah, hammer.forhonor.fh on IG, I believe is what. Let me just check this real quick. Give him a lot of shout out. Yep, hammer.fh. Almost has 1,000 there. If you can give him there, he's a Shaman and Monk main. Man is one of the best. I think the best Shaman on Xbox, and you just see that Shaman's limitations. She has great punishes with those with the dodge attack. The bleed is still unreactable. She can turn fights pretty quickly. Does have an unblockable. Does have a nice frame advantage, but there's just so many ways to get out of her mix-ups, so many ways to get out of the bite in a 1v1 situation. Still very weak to Nobu, Warlord, Conk, just anybody that's an S tier. And that's kind of how it's always been. Shinobi, we're going to put him in B-. Defense is actually very good. Very annoying to take down. Oftentimes takes a read to punish the kick if they just whiff kick and back dodge or back flip. But offense is atrocious. Speaking of atrociousness, Shigoki, with Bashilex being more common, he's going lower and lower on the tier list. Very big timed heavies are still strong. Still a strong trading tool. Can't get health back on HUD. But you can roll for him. Oh, bad. A. Tiandi is his only hard counter is Warlord, in my opinion, in this game. And arguably Blackbriar. But it's going to take an elite level Blackbriar to make that happen. That you just don't see that much of on console. Yeah, I like Tiandi. Jack of all trades, master none. Really doesn't have like that many. I mean, you look into Nobu, has matchup advantage. Gladiator matchup advantage. Set matchup advantage. Conk is not that bad. It's pretty even. I think slightly a Conk favored matchup in my opinion. Really, it's just Warlord that has the hard matchup advantage over him. You know, in my opinion, there's two Tiandis on console. Read your inputs in Apple. Apple has an IG. Inputs does not have any sort of social media. And if you watch them play, they just show why Tiandi is so strong. Speaking of Apple, we're going to look at Nuxia, and I'm going to put her here. I mean, she's a mind game. And if you get your offensive reads going, you could clap anybody in the game, especially like a Conqueror, but I mean, they can just interrupt you just as easily. I'm going to put her in B. Jack of all trades, master of none. Very hard to predict what she's going to do just because of the nature of her kit. It's really hard to make offensive reads because she has so many defensive options into Valkyrie. We're going to put him at the top of A-. I can see him being pushed into A as time goes on, but for right now, we're going to do this. Yeah, I mean, his offense is undoubtedly better, and his defense is a little bit worse. That's just how it's been. I previously had Warden in like A tier, A-. So I never thought back down shoulder bash was that overpowered on console. Obviously, at PC it was different when stuff is more reactable over there. But just my honest opinion, I played against a lot of top level duelists, like I do all the time, and they just don't main Warden. They main BP, they main Conk, Warlord. They main some of them play Tiandi. Some of them, I mean, now Griffin came out. Obviously, they play Griffin, and you just didn't see Warden. You know, you just did not see Warden. And honestly, there was like a pocket of like top level duelist playing Highlander too. Warlord, A tier easily. Warlord trumps everybody below him and gets countered by the three characters above him. That's how it's always been. Straya, worst Warden. That's what it is right now. But yeah, great frame advantage. Yeah, we're just gonna go to that Berserk. Worst in A- on console, in my opinion. Just always low on stamina. That's the problem. B-, we're going to put the old Zanhu in here. Some things are broken about him, but his offense is now undeniably pretty underpowered. And then Griffin, the bottom of S tier. Some people can react to the bash, but even though it is very few amount of people, and they're not going to react to it every time either. But the thing is, that kick mix-up is just so good, and the dodge deck is so good, and he has a bash select, and he's just strong. It just is strong. I mean, let's go over heroes. I mean, okay, look at the difference. I mean, he's just above every other person in statistics, and I would say I'm very good with my mains, you know. And that just shows you, like, there's a clear difference between Griffin and every other character that I play, you know, in terms of performance on the battlefield. So, there's a reason why he is so freaking busted. Yeah, so, it's going to be it for me, guys. I hope this is pretty informative. I would say, if you are trying to pick up a top-tier player, stick with these characters. If you want to get good quick, I would say Griffin is the easiest. Warden, Estrella, Warlord a little bit too. However, you're going to need to have good reads to play Warlord, defensively, that is. Easy defense. This is kind of more advanced defense besides the option select. Yeah, that's what I would say. If you're just trying to have fun, just play any character you want. This don't matter then. But if you're trying to get better, if you're trying to get a little mindset for duels, this is just a general guideline. And I try to make this list in mind of who counters who. So Tiani has matchup typically over all these people. Nobu has matchup over most of these people. Warlord definitely has matchup over everybody below him. Warden and Estrella are pretty close and even now, but definitely over Nobu, definitely over Tiani. Yes, Glad sounds pretty close. Definitely over Zerk. Yep. Yeah, over all these ones. Yep. So, give you a general guideline. And, because I see so many people at low rep, people will complain about Musha at low rep. They say he's easy. I'm like, I just don't get it. He's horrible. He's bad. He needs help. So, this is my list. I'll give some shout out to my boys as well. And I'm going to be doing a video soon here that's going over my opinion of who the top 30 actual duelists on Xbox are. And I will be giving shout outs to those people. I listed some of them in this video, but if they have socials, they'll be getting shout outs. So I'll look forward to that. Thanks guys for watching. You guys have a good day.